guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We are here in Michigan at the Milford Proving Grounds. It's been 92 years since the existence of this testing facility, and we've been invited by General Motors, specifically GMC, for something very, very special, and it's right here next to me. This is it. This is the 2022 GMC Hummer EV. But before we get into this first ever electric truck from GMC, let's talk about what's going on here. The Hummer EV. The name Hummer goes all the way back, believe it or not, to 1992. That's when we really saw those military-grade vehicles, the H1, hitting the streets around your neighborhoods and even on those off-road trails. It's been a while, though, since Hummer's been around, that nameplate of a brand. It actually went out in 2010. But guess what? Here we are, model year 2022, and the Hummer name is making a triumphant return on this GMC. GMC, that General Motors truck company, so many decades, really doing some innovative work with trucks overall. They really have knocked this one out of the park. So what I want to find out is, has GMC done enough? Is this worth the price for this first edition 2022 Hummer EV truck? Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out. Right off the bat, the styling. It really screams Hummer. I love the way they did all the LED lighting. You'll notice the touches. You see how they did the daytime running lamp? It's mimicking the letter H for Hummer. All the nice fine details. As we kind of drop down a little bit, of course, you're gonna have more exterior lighting going on. Nice bright white LED lighting. There's some of that carbon flash metallic that GM is very well known for, and it's looking really great with the white in this Michigan sun. Now, of course, you're gonna get fine touches like the GMC badge. Now, excuse me, that's something that you're gonna wanna remember, is that this is technically not a Hummer branded vehicle. It's a GMC vehicle with the Hummer name attached. You're gonna get these massive metal tow hooks to pull those lesser EVs out of the mud, out of the dirt, maybe a Ford Lightning or two. You could help them get unstuck. But as we come across that front area of the grille, what we would know as a grille, there is that lighting, all LED, Hummer across the center section. Now, the great news is this is actually a frunk, and we're gonna open up that front mounted trunk. We're gonna open it up because there's tons of usable space with this vehicle. Dropping back down, you're gonna notice you're gonna have forward-facing camera, of course. There's actually 18 different camera angles that you could get with this Hummer EV, even underneath the vehicle. Plus, if you're wondering, well, Joe, is this really off-road worthy? You have 5 skid plates going from the front to the rear to protect all those inner bits, especially that battery that's very low in the chassis for optimal balance of low center of gravity. So you're gonna get all that steel plate metal protection. That's really, you hear that? You hear what's knocking? That's metal protection underneath the vehicle. I like the way they kind of gave some simulated grille design to it. So it's not too different from what people know as a traditional Hummer. Now, as we rise up onto the front, you do have those bold body lines. I like the nice subtle crease. It then rises up as it goes towards the windshield. There's some of that carbon flash metallic in the center. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, with this first edition, can I get it in a different color? All first editions come in this color combination. And the other big news, they come fully loaded. Let's go around the bend and see what we're working with wheel and tire setup. So on our Hummer first edition, you're gonna notice this really great setup on the wheel and tires. So you're gonna have this 18-inch wheel bead lock with the HEV. There's all those little Easter eggs, all those little design touches that they bring to it. And this really shows what they're referencing when they're saying off-road. This is a specific beadlock off-road tire. We got 35-inch Goodyear Wrangler tires that are gonna grapple and grip any kind of terrain. And these have been specifically designed with GMC for this particular vehicle. Now, as we kind of zoom in, I wanna show the inside of this fender area. You're gonna notice a large, massive suspension system. And this has that whole air ride suspension. So you'll see the upper control arm, and you could raise and lower your Hummer EV depending on which mode that you're in. And as we kind of back away from this area, the way that it sits right now in this setting as it's parked just shows, like I said, that traditional Hummer body setup. You have nice bowl fender flares, that carbon flash metallic all the way around. And what's great is the way that they angle the fenders, that is a specific GMC design branding. Now, coming towards the rear with the side door, you have that Hummer HV badging on the side. Of course, we're gonna get color matched on the mirror caps, a little bit of gloss black, and then like I said, 18 camera angles. So of course, you're gonna get that 360-degree angle. Now, as we kind of slide out and take a look at the side of the vehicle, it's the proportions which maybe on camera make it look super heavy or super hard to drive, but wait until we get behind the wheel, you're gonna see that this is very easy to drive, even with its size. We have one electric motor up front, two electric motors out rear. You actually have a virtual locking diff in the rear, and you have a real locker up front. We're talking about 1,000 horsepower and over 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Wait until you hear the performance numbers on this. But I really love the way that they have Hummer EV specific running boards, all the fine touches to get you in and out. Even the lower section where that battery is stored, that's gonna be kept all along the bottom. And that gives you a flat floor on the interior. Coming towards the rear, you'll notice the Vista roofs. You'll actually be able to take these roof panels out and put it into the front area. That gives us the return of that old school feel of the T-tops. I had a 1985 Firebird. Taking those T-tops out, you could do it with your Hummer EV. Continuing towards the rear, nice bold body lines. You can see how in the rear, the suspension raising and lowering, that's gonna allow you to get through just about anything. And we have rear wheel steering, plus that's gonna give us the crab walk feature. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, are you driving this? Yes, we are gonna go on throttle in crab walk. Swinging around to the rear, just like the front. Nice, bold body lines. You got that Hummer name, full LED lighting, those massive tow hooks along the bottom. And then of course, to drop the tailgate, real simple, you're gonna hit the button. You could actually have that folding section that GMC is known for if you wanna bring down the whole tailgate. Nice soft release. And you can see we have a usable truck. That's the great news about having not only 1,000 horsepower, but also the usability. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop that front and see how much room is really underneath it. All right, guys, time to get into that front mounted trunk area. Real simple, you're just gonna hit the button right above the camera. You get a little bit of a chime. It rises up, all electric assist, and this is another feature as we zoom in that makes this Hummer EV truck such a standout. You have usable space, and the best news is when it comes to taking off that Vista roof, you'll be able to put the roof panels right in here. But why don't we go ahead? We talked about the outside, we talked about that front. Let's jump to the interior of our 2022 Hummer EV. All right, guys, here we are sitting in this 2022 GMC Hummer EV truck. I know you're at that point where you're like, Joe, I've been doing my research, I've been doing my homework, I got my abacus, I got a calculator. How much is this truck? Well, this being the first edition, remember, is fully loaded. You're looking at an MSRP of around $112,000. Let's see what you get for the money to the door panel. So at the top of the door panel, you're gonna get nice soft touch material. I'm really digging the two-tone. It really allows the door panel to come alive, especially in the center section with some of that nice silver bronze finish. And then as we go into that corner, the speaker grill cover, that's actually the lunar landscape of the moon on that Bose speaker grill cover. Nice touches like that makes it fun, makes it creative. Now, when we go from the door panel to the dash, the way they did the AC vents, great attention to detail, very unique style. We got that Edition 1 badge prominently displayed to let you know you did it right. And then the two-tone is really following. Now, as we slide to the center area, guess what? I got over 13 inches for you. 13 inches of visual pleasure, all touchscreen, all the different camera modes, very intuitive. You just touch it, and then you could go into all the different readouts and settings, and then gives you those unique touches for whatever you need, even using the mode selector switch. As you can see here with the graphics, it's like on the screen, a Gran Turismo video game going through those different modes. So you could either use the screen or use that mode selector knob. I love all the toggle switches, heated seats, ventilated seats, dual climate control, heated steering wheel. This is where you can lock virtually lock the rear diff, lock the front and the rear. You can see all the detail just like on the passenger side, the AC vents, attention to detail. You're gonna have wireless charging. Of course, that electric shifter up top. This is direct drive. There's that mode selector knob I was telling you about. The 2 cup holders with a nice lid, wonderful padding. And then in the end, what you're gonna get are these really comfortable seats. The material is almost like a neoprene material, so it's gonna be easily cleaned, nice softness. Of course, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. And then when you look up, there's that Vista roof that allows you to see the sun. And then if you wanna take them off, take these panels off. But why don't you come over here, get your butt behind the wheel. I wanna show you the business end of this Hummer EV truck. Guys, here we are, the business side of things. I got this spider flapping around me, but we're gonna keep the show on the road because zonks have been at a minimal, as you could tell with this vehicle. Sitting here, plenty of headroom. Remember, I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of space up front. You really feel at command. And of course, what's gonna be steering this ship is this steering wheel. Nice leather wrapped. You'll notice that you have this clear piece of plastic. That's because all Hummer EVs come standard with Super Cruise, specifically set up for the vehicle. Tasteful on the horn button. Of course, you got the HEV badging, and then it's gonna be an electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then guess what? You have an over 12-inch digital gauge cluster. Great graphics. You got the lunar landscape there, with the lunar and the moon, and all of the readouts with your charging, your speed, all those different settings. And what's great is depending on what mode you go in, it changes all of those functions. But you know what? It's not just about the people up front. Let's go check out the back seat and see how much room is in this Hummer EV truck. All right, guys, here we are, back seat. Wonderful news is if you're tall like myself, you're still gonna get plenty of headroom, plenty of space back here. You have a nice little command center with your climate controls, heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's a little bit of a zonk to me, but you do have USB-C, USB, and a cubby area down there for a couple Twinkies and a home power source. When it comes to space though, I feel really comfortable. Seats feel good. You're of course gonna have nice padded armrests, 2 cup holders for a couple bottles of Yoo-hoo. And the best part is, trying to hide the snacks, you do have a very usable storage area in the backs of both seats to hide those snacks away from people telling you not to eat your Twinkies. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. We're gonna go on throttle in this Hummer EV truck.
All right, guys, here we go. First time behind the wheel of the Hummer. On throttle, here we go. Wow. Wow, yeah, that's so smooth. Very, very progressive. I mean, I like the feedback I'm getting to the wheel.
Yeah. And then what I try to do is just dance from side to side.
Wow, that is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever experienced. Wow.
And you can do quick back-to-backs, and you can get it to kind of shake you for steering on the gravel. You can do a few little accels here.
Wow, nice.
So this is full-time all-wheel drive.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
So and the torque distribution is always moving around.
Okay.
And I can also show you. I can give you both views here.
Nice.
So there you're looking under the car,
okay.
which, hold on, let me clean it for you real quick. There we go.
There we
so
go.
you see directly underneath you and what's going on here.
Okay. And you don't have to raise the suspension or anything.
The suspension is already raised for you in terrain mode. It does come up. We do have a good amount of ground clearance.
Yeah.
You can do this course here without being raised.
Okay.
But it is part of the mode.
Sure.
So, you know, you'll feel we are kind of bouncing off a few rocks. And that's okay. We got
the
ton of
skid plates. Sure.
We've got rock sliders. And you can do this in either drive or low. So it really comes down to your preference. If you like that really abrupt deceleration or if you like the smoother.
Okay.
You can kind of do one of each. And then you can switch back to the rear view here.
There we go.
One of the real key takeaways we wanted to be able to show in a mode like this is the motion of the body control.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, if you've spent time off-roading or doing anything like this in a traditional 4x4,
yeah, your
passengers are doing this. The head toss is terrible. You make yourself car sick. When we were in Moab, I was watching the other trucks in front of me, and I was watching the drivers and the passenger, and they were basically just doing this.
It definitely felt it definitely felt like you said, you're not bouncing around all over the place. That's for sure.
To the left here.
All right.
So you can leave it in this mode. This is a good chance to feel the more aggressive rear steering cowl. So do a couple.
Oh yeah, and I was noticing too when you see the truck in front of you, you could really see how far
it moves fast.
Yeah. Wow.
So you can just kind of, what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep going this way.
Okay.
And just do a few more of those, and you really get.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You just swing. Talk about swinging out the rear end.
Yeah.
I mean, that's wow.
So when you are in a tight trail and you need to get around something, you can drive it in a way to effectively pivot the rear end around it. It says I'm ready to go.
All right.
So we're gonna, we can count it down if you want. We can just launch it.
If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle.
And that's 90 miles an hour, just like that.
Wow, that hit hard, man. Not even a hint of any slip, all grip, getting the traction to the ground, moving this truck. This electric truck, the first electric truck from GMC, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It's not a bunch of hype, it's the real deal.
Yeah. Large torque's being applied, and then you just kind of look around, make sure no one's coming.
That is awesome. That is no joke, and that's one of the biggest pluses of an EV vehicle is you're not waiting for revs, you're not waiting for RPM. It's instantaneous torque, and I'm telling you right now, guys, the numbers are the real deal. They are not overhyping this one bit. I love sitting on the passenger side. It's actually nice to sit on the passenger side because you really get a nice sense of how much room your passenger has over there. On the driver's side, everything is well within reach. It feels very, very normal. We've been in other EV vehicles where there seems to be a disconnect, but as you can see, going on and off throttle, it feels very smooth and very intuitive to what you want. And I think that's the big key in making this a success. Plus all those other features, the crab walk, the rear steer, the watts to freedom. I mean, wow, that's the thing is, I think you got to have some of that fun aspect because driving is all about having an experience.
I'll show you what it can do. And it can do.
Wow.
It can do this kind of stuff all day.
It's so balanced though.
And I'm only doing probably 30% throttle right now.
Wow. I feel like I'm in a trophy truck or something. I mean, it's so balanced. The input, watching you put the input into the. Oh my God. Seriously, watching you freaking pivot that steering wheel was so balanced. That is unbelievable. You did a hell of a job, man. Well, thank you, Drew.
Absolutely.
Thank you for spending time with us. We're going to freaking wrap this one up, but this was really not only an honor, but an amazing experience to be able to share with you guys. We'll wrap this one up.
All right, guys, it's been a great day here at the Milford Proving Grounds in Michigan. I definitely want to thank the whole GMC team for inviting us out to this historic event to get behind the wheel of this historic vehicle, the 2022 Hummer EV truck. Let me know what you think about that price and about all the different features, style, and functionality that this truck brings to you. But if you like to see more of this, put it in that comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click that link in the description. Get yourself some Radies Rides merch. I got to give a huge thank you to the whole videography team that has been assigned to this function to allow us to capture it all on film for you. So thank you to the whole team. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.